Hey guys, I got the S10 in front of me. The reason I'm reviewing this phone is because the S20 came out, so I want to see if this phone is actually viable to be bought in 2020. And the short answer is no, the long answer I will have to explain to you. First and foremost, this phone I bought in the official Samsung store for 4,200 Chinese RMB, which roughly translates to $600. Brand new, out of the box, not refurbished, like fully blown, like 1 year ago when it came out of the factory. So, the design is a 3-year-old design that you saw with the S8 and the S9. There's nothing new about it, so you don't get anything new. What I do like about it is that the camera does not protrude. It does very minimalistically, but in reality doesn't really protrude that much. It is a fingerprint magnet, as you can see, and the bottom line is it's slippery as hell, so you gotta put a TPU case on it. Using it without it is impossible. Bixby button for the third generation in a row. Nobody likes it. Nobody uses it. It's very difficult to avoid because you need to press against something when you want to lock and unlock your screen. It's still there. I have no idea why, but hell with it. Stereo speakers, headphone jack, which is a plus, although this one isn't really that great. USB-C port standard. There is a tweeter on the top for stereo speakers, and that's pretty much it. Triple camera sensor. Design, you saw it before. Bixby button is there. Is it good? It's okay. It's very slippery. I don't really like glass back phones, so take it as you will. It has curved edges. People like it. People don't like it. Again, this is a subjective thing. As for the display, you have a punch hole selfie camera. Again, some people like it, some people don't. It's up to you to figure out whether it's your thing or not. Me personally, I okay with it. It doesn't bother me viewing content, playing video games. It sits there in the corner and that's it. You can even implement it with a couple of wallpapers. So like I said, it's a subjective thing. Take at it what you will. Is it sturdy? Yes. Have I dropped it? Not without a case. No. It's a glass back design, and as Zach would say, glass is glass and glass breaks. Anyway, that's for the design. The display, yet again, is it sharp? Yes, it is. It's a 1440 panel, which gives you the ability to drop down to 1080p or even drop down to 720p. What I do have a problem with, even though it's sharp and bright and vivid, the problem that I have is that you have either natural or vivid. Now, vivid blows the colors out of proportion, like really, really blows them out of proportion. Natural is much warmer, much better, softer, but it's not sRGB. I like to edit my colors on the go, and even when I view content, I like to view at it, like get a proper feel of what the creator intended for me to see. And all of the time this display gives you much warmer, much yellowish sense of color reproduction. You cannot edit videos on the go, you cannot edit photos on the go. So in this respect, I don't like it. I understand that most people think that Samsung makes awesome OLED panels, and I'm pretty sure this is one of them, but the actual calibration, not so much. Now, the interesting part is that with One UI 2.1, which the S9 has, it still retains the ability to keep the colors in the sRGB, whereas this panel does not. So if you edit videos and photos on the go, this is not the phone for you. You will not have sRGB profile to actually look at the colors naturally. Now, speakers are good. I'm not going to play anything for you because, I'm recording this with another camera. You're not going to be able to hear it. Are they great? No. The Xiaomi Mi 10 has speakers that are far better. Are they bad? Hell no. They are, average. You're going to watch some YouTube videos, you're going to watch some movies, and it's going to be okay. You do have the Dolby Atmos app that comes bundled in. What I don't like about it is that, unlike on Sony Xperia phones, here you can only choose the profile that you want, and that's it. You cannot tweak them. There's no equalizer that comes with it, so you get what you get. In the headphones, it sounds good, whether it's LDAC or the proprietary 3.5 millimeter jack. Both sound okay. LDAC actually sounds better. Bluetooth is louder. It's not wow. Again, Sony is better in this department, but it's above average in this category. Software, and this is where I don't like it. Android 1 2.0, or sorry, One UI 2.0. You have gestures, like you have proper gestures this time, like you have on majority of the phones, but they're sluggish, they're slow compared to the competition like Xiaomi and Sony. It's not as responsive, especially when you start multitasking. It starts getting bogged down. I'm talking tens of milliseconds, but when you really want to multitask in this day and age for a demanding user, it's a no. For the average user is going to buy this phone, that's great. You're not going to feel that lag, but for most high-end users, which you're going to pay a premium price for this phone, you're gonna feel the actual lag, and it's not the hardware, it's the software, because my daily driver is the Xperia 5, and the experience I get from that phone is much different. I'm not even going to talk about Xiaomi Mi 10 where it's lightning fast and lightning smooth. This does not have anything to do with this being a 60 hertz panel against 90, because like I said, Xperia 5 uses the 60 hertz panel as well. It's much more fluid and faster. When we come to the performance, this is where this phone is absolutely terrible, and let me explain why. This is a Snapdragon 855 phone. Now, you're going to buy this for one out of two reasons. You're going to buy it because this chip offers a lot of potential when it comes to photography, or you're going to buy a last year's flagship for gaming. Is it capable for gaming? Yes, for the first 5 minutes. Now, as you can see, I play Asphalt 9. I have some casual games that my son plays, but I play Asphalt 9. This phone gives you the ability to play at 60 frames per second. The issue is that after 5 minutes, that drops down to 40 and sometimes even 30, because the phone starts thermal throttling like mad, where even through this TPU case, I can actually feel the phone getting not warm, I'm talking hot, where I'm pretty sure that if I gamed without the actual case, I wouldn't be able to hold the phone, and it starts to throttle. So it's very difficult to find a demographic for this phone. If you're a gamer and you want to buy something from last year and you want to play games on it, well, you can, because number one, it's going to start throttling, and number two, the battery in this phone is absolutely atrocious. It's a little bit over 3000 milliamps. It takes 2 hours to charge at 18 watts, and I'm talking wired, not wireless. I'm not even going to go there. And it chews through the battery. Asphalt 9, if you play at 60 frames per second, you're going to go down from 100 to 0 in anything between an hour and 15 minutes to an hour and a half, and that's it. Your juice is gone. So if you're buying this for the intent of gaming, don't. Hour and a half, you're done. And it's going to take you 2 hours to charge from 0 to 100. A little under 2 hours, but effectively 2 hours. It's going to go from 0 to 50 in about 40 minutes, and after that it's going to take a really, really long time. And I'm talking this being a new device, not used. This is out of the box, fresh. So in this regards, it's very difficult to recommend this to a gamer. Camera. It's okay to an extent, but it's not that great. A lot of modes have been updated. You get the Pro mode, which gives you a plethora of manual controls, which is nice. Sorry for that, which is nice. You have standard photo, you have your switch between telephoto and wide angle, and everything that pretty much every single phone has nowadays. The issue that I have is that none of this is great. Live focus, it has issues with edge detection. If you're taking a portrait selfie with it, again, it's going to have issues with selfie detection, as in like glass rims and hair that's like jutting out of your head and whatnot, and it's going to blur that. What I did have a problem with, for example, this is an example of a wide-angle shot. Now, this is not Italy, Pisa. Like, this is Zhengzhou, China, and this is supposed to be a straight building, where in this particular shot, the lens curvature is atrocious. And this is a shot taken from very, very far away. I mean, here it's a little bit better because it's closer to the middle, but this is ridiculous. Like, the wide-angle camera on this phone is absolutely useless. Here, it's okay-ish, but like the wide-angle camera in my room with conditions that are a bit darker, there is grain, there is flare, there are exposure problems. And the biggest issue that I have with this camera is, like, for most people who want to do point and shoot, it's going to be great. You want to post things on social media, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, it's going to be absolutely amazing because no one's going to pay attention to details. Every single picture comes out warmer. Samsung is very famous for this. Like, there's this, it's not really sepia, but there's like a hue, there's a tint over it, which is really warm, yellowish and whatnot. For social media, it's great. For any actual proper professional use, and yes, I know I'm talking professional in phones, no, it's a no. So the bottom line comes to this: who is this phone for? Who is this phone? Who is this phone supposed to be for? If you are a potential gamer and you want to buy something from last year to game on, you're not going to be able to do that because even though it has the hardware, the battery life drains and it's going to start thermal throttling, so your gaming experience ain't going to be that great. If you're an average user and you're looking for something to, like make phone calls, I don't know, a little bit of Facebook, a lot of camera, you're running around with your kids, for $600, you can get a far better mid-ranger than this. It's very difficult to recommend this. Um, for this price and what you get for it, I don't know. I mean, I gave it the pros and the cons. Be the judge for yourself. Me personally, I cannot find the actual demographic to recommend. If you're an average user, I would rather you go with a, I don't know, Xiaomi Mi Note 10 that has an awesome 180 megapixel camera, mid-range chipset, and out of the box comes at around $400, I think. If you're a gamer, there are far better games with a Snapdragon 865, for example, Nubia Red Magic 5G, or even Xiaomi's Black Shark, that offer far more than this phone does for the price. So it's very difficult to find the spot for this phone right now. Anyway, if there's something you disagree with, or I haven't covered something, you have questions, let me know in the comment section, and as usual, I'll try to answer as best as possible.